My name is Lizzie, and this is Lizzie's Literary Life, and today we are randomly generating books on my read that I've previously read and trying to describe them and guessing what my rating is. So, if you didn't catch that, what I'm going to be doing, and this is just, I don't know if it's going to be good. We'll see. I have my Goodreads read shelf pulled up, which is all of the 473 books I've read in the past, 5 years, 6 years maybe, I don't know. Since I started Goodreads, all of the books that I've marked as read. And I am going to random number generate a book on this list. And then I've hidden where it says my rating. So first, I'm going to try to describe it to you, see if I can remember what this book is about, because I have read every single one of these books that's coming up. And then I'm going to try to guess what rating I previously gave it. And also, I have wine. So, we're just going to jump right into it. I'm excited. First, I have to number generate a page of my Goodreads Want to Read shelf, because they're not numbered, not Want to Read, Goodreads Read shelf, because the Want to Read shelf is numbered, which is very convenient. The Read shelf is not numbered, but I can generate a page. There are 16 pages of this shelf. We are going to page 9, and we are doing there are 30 books on each page, number 3 on page 9. Okay. I'll drink while it's loading. The suspense, I don't know what it's going to be. Ooh. Okay. The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. I read this in June 2021. It took me 2 days. I have that data up on this screen. Oh no! It's showing me the rating. I told it not to show me the rating. That almost ruined this video. Okay, The Astonishing Color of After. This is about a girl whose mom committed suicide recently and her turned into a bird. That's all I got for you. She also goes, I think, to China to reconnect with her grandparents who she never met after her mom's death. I think I liked this book. I'm pretty sure I really liked this book. I think I gave it probably 4 stars. It's a YA, but I was into YA in 2021. I remember reading this while here at this apartment, but I wasn't here in June. So maybe I was. No, I was here in May. Maybe I was here in a little bit of June. I don't remember. I don't think I was. I don't know. Anyway, I remember reading this, and it's about what I told you. I think I gave it 4 stars. I gave it 5 stars. I really liked this book. Okay. I guess it had things to say. I was not that far off. I think I was nicer back then also. I think I gave more 5 stars in 2021 than I do now. Let's look for another one. We are going to shelf 13, number 20. Okay, let's go. We got The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I know what this book is about. This is a super popular book, and I remember reading it. I think I had the physical book actually, out of the library, but I listened to most of it on audio because I don't remember. I remember switching between physical and audio. I read it in 2019. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, I read it in December 2019, which does actually make sense. I was in my first year of college. I remember reading it, listening to it on the bus on the way home for winter break or for Thanksgiving break or something. This is about dark academia, the quintessential, some pretentious Greek students and their pretentious professor being pretentious and drinking wine and killing people and having, I don't know if this is a spoiler. If you haven't read The Secret History and want to, skip ahead 30 seconds. the bacchanal they have like a bacchanal, right? And that's when like that's the like crux of the story. My school that I went to, their like big day drinking event is called bacchanal, which I think is super funny. So I hadn't been to bacchanal yet when I read this book, but anyway, I think I gave this 5 stars. I don't know if I would. I'm super interested to reread it, especially having read Babel, which is like the best dark academia that exists and will ever exist, honestly. We'll see. I'm interested to read this again. I know that like people have some thoughts about Donna Tartt. I've heard some like stuff about her being problematic in certain ways that I just don't know enough about. I would need to read into that, but I also would be interested in rereading this book. Let me double check whether I gave this 5 stars, because I think I did. Yeah, I gave it 5 stars. The Secret History. Definitely down for a reread though. Next, let's find out where we're going next. Page 14, number 8. So we're going older. We're going books that I read before 2019. I own this book. I'm going to get it for you. Princess in Practice by Connie Glynn. I read this in October 2018, which is when it came out because I pre-ordered this. This is book 2 in the Rosewood Chronicles series by Connie Glynn. Connie Glynn was a YouTuber. Now she's a musician, I think. I think she makes music, but her YouTube channel was called Noodlerella. It was like, she was like pink Disney aesthetics. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe her channel, but I loved it. I thought she was super funny and super like engaging. And she wrote this series of, they're about basically in the first one, this girl named Lottie goes to boarding school. I don't remember how it all happens, but there's like a princess. Lottie's not a princess, but there's this other girl who also goes to that boarding school who is a princess, but she's a secret princess. And Lottie has to like pretend to be the princess so that if anything, like as like a royal duty, and so that in case anything happens, because like, I don't know, secrets, I don't really remember. But I loved these. I thought they were so fun. And I really have been meaning to reread and read the rest of the series because there's 5 out now. And I only have 3, which means I only read 3 because I remember pre-ordering all of them like when I was into this YouTuber. Connie did a huge rebrand. Like, 'cause she was pink pastel all the way, and then she did a huge rebrand and like dyed her hair black and like left YouTube for a while. She also broke her leg at some point, and I think that was like she was hit by a car. Like she was run over by a car as a pedestrian and broke her leg, and it was like really traumatic. Anyway, I loved these books. I bet I gave this 5 stars because it's a middle grade. It's silly. But I thought these were really good. I love a boarding school story. I love a princess story. I love these covers. Let me show you the other covers because I think they're really nice. This is book 2. Princess in Practice is book 2. The first book is called Undercover Princess. And the third book is called The Lost Princess. And also, I'm pretty sure the artist who did these covers like passed away before the 5th book came out. I remember seeing that on Twitter, that they had to like, that Connie was like talking about how the cover artist who did these beautiful covers passed away, which is really unfortunate. I also love the like aesthetic of these books. I'm a fan. I bet I gave this 5 stars. I'm gonna look. 5 stars. Okay. I don't know how many we're gonna do. I'm just gonna go until I get bored. Shelf 7, so we are going forward in time, more recent. Book number 20. This book is actually in the first vlog I ever did on this channel that's public. It's called Foul is Fair by Hannah Capin. I read it in September 2001. I will link the video. I think this video is so funny. Like, I think it's my funniest video that I have, but the audio quality is really bad. I'm in my senior year dorm at Barnard. This is a Macbeth retelling set in like a prep school or like a high school, and I don't really remember more than that about it, but I remember it being really fun. I think like you can go and see my review, but I think like as a Macbeth retelling, it was pretty good. Like a pretty engaging, like, I don't know. I think like as a retelling, it was a good retelling. I think like it was super YA and not like the best writing, but I think I liked it. I'm going to say I gave it 4 stars. I am so right. I'm so good at this. Next, Shelf 2. That's going to be super recent. Okay. But honestly, do I remember things that I read this year? Probably not. Shelf 2, number 30, the last one on the page. This is Lodestar by Shannon Messenger, which is Keeper of the Lost Cities number 5. And I don't remember which one this is. Like, I know what Lodestar signifies. So I think this is the one where Keeper of the Lost Cities, spoiler, skip ahead 30 seconds. Keith is with the Neverseen, and they're like trying to get him back, and he's like trying to figure out what his legacy is. Or maybe that's Legacy and not Lodestar. I actually am going to look at what this one is about specifically, because I don't remember. I like know all of the things that have happened in this series, but there's so many books. They've all blurred together. I think I probably gave this 3.5 stars. I've given most of the books in the series 3.5 stars. I know there was one I liked a lot more, and I think that was Exile, and one that I liked a lot less. Maybe that one was Exile. I don't know, but I'm going to look up what this one is about, just to, jog my memory, and I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I gave it, Goodreads says 4 stars, but I definitely rounded because I imported my books and it rounded. Lodestar is 3.5. Yep. I'm so good at this. Okay, we're gonna do another one. Page number 12, book number 26. This is my reread of Battle of the Labyrinth by Rick Riordan. My favorite book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. I gave this 5 stars. I know it. I know I gave it 5 stars. I reread this series. So I read this series as a kid. I was a huge fan. I actually wrote with my friends. I wrote Percy Jackson fan fiction. It's very entertaining. If you would be interested, I can't promise anything, but if you would be interested in me reading my Percy Jackson fanfic on this channel from when I was in the 6th grade, drop me a comment down below. Just let me know if you'd be interested, because I'd have to like clear it with my friends who wrote it with me. There's also like some other like complicated things around it, but it is very entertaining. I have like glanced at it since then, and it's quite something. Anyway, this one's about Annabeth, who is my favorite character, and that's why this is my favorite. Because when I was in the 6th grade, I was like an Annabeth stan. I was like, I am Annabeth. Look, my eyes are gray. Just like Annabeth. They kind of actually look gray right now. They're sort of gray, blue, green. Anyway, I was like, my eyes are gray like Annabeth. I was obsessed with Annabeth. I was obsessed with this book. It held up on reread. I stan. I'm a huge fan of the Rick Riordan and the Percy Jackson series, and this book in particular. I know I gave it 5 stars. I guess I'll take a look, but 5 stars. Next, we are going to page 6. Number 20. It's another reread, a childhood favorite reread. This is The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. The Mysterious Binding Society, I read this in January 2022 as a reread. I read it as a kid. I don't know when, what age, probably like 4th, 5th grade. This is about a group of kids who get recruited to be in this mysterious society and like solve this, or like save the world basically. And they're so quirky and they're so fun. And there's a TV show on Disney, I think it's on Disney Plus, based on this. And I was watching the first season, and that's what inspired me to reread this book. And it totally held up, I think mostly. Like, I think it was like pretty solid. The second season is now out, and I definitely want to watch it. But it's just such a quirky cast of characters. I thought the adaptation was really good. I think the show was really good. So if you want like a silly, like children's adjacent, but like it's still enjoyable for adults show to watch, loved it. It's full of like puzzles and like little riddles and stuff, which are just very fun. I'm gonna guess I gave this 4 stars. I did. I gave it 4 stars. I'm so good at this. Let's do at least one more. I don't know. This video might be long, but I'm having a great time. Next, shelf number 11, book number 2. I don't know why I gasp every time. I just am excited to see what it is. This is We Set the Dark on Fire by Taylor K. Mejia. I read this in March 2021. This is a sapphic dystopian YA situation. It's a world, I'm doing such a good job remembering what these books are about. There's like a world where each man has 2 wives. One's a like primera and the other one's a segunda, and they like go to school to study how to be the best wives. And like the primera is like the like politics minded, like leading the estate. These are like the wealthy men, the aristocratic men, and the segunda is like the fun one who's like there for pleasure. And we have basically, it's a story about like, we start at the school and we've got a primera and a segunda who are assigned to marry this one man, and they end up falling in love. And there's also like political rebellion, intrigue type stuff. I thought this was okay. I think I gave it 3 stars. That's my guess. I didn't read the second book. I thought the concept was really strong and the execution was just so-so. I don't really remember more specifics than that, but I know I didn't love it. So I'm going to say I think I gave it 3 stars. I gave it 4 stars. I liked it better than I thought. I also, again, was nicer in 2021 than I am now. I guess I just, like, maybe I waited too long to read the second one and then lost interest, like, or forgot what happened. And that's why I didn't read the second one. Interesting. Next, page 6, number 25. This is The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. This I read for the video that I never posted, but I mentioned in my worst books of 2022, where I read the Goodreads Choice Award nominees for fiction in 2021. And I vlogged it all and I never posted it. Because it took me until like March and then I had lost interest. But I literally read, bless you, pumpkin. I literally read all of the books. I read all 10 nominees. The Guncle was one of the middle of the road ones. I thought it was sweet, but like, okay. I read it in January 2022. I also was in this apartment. I was not living here permanently, but I remember reading it and updating the vlog while I was here. I'm gonna guess I gave it 3.5 stars. Maybe 4, probably 3.5. It was okay. The titular character, what's it about? It's about this gay uncle whose brother's wife passes away, and his brother's in rehab, or like going to rehab. And so the Guncle, the gay uncle, takes care of the brother's kids. And they're like 8 and 10 or something. They're like young, but not too young. And I thought it was sweet. It was funny. The Guncle character was a little stereotyped, but in a way that was like fun. And I know the author is gay, so like it's an own voices type situation. So that's okay. I actually got this book for my gunkles for Christmas. The gunkle in this book, the gay uncle, is called Patrick, and the kids call him Gup for G-U-P, gay Uncle Patrick. And I have a gay Uncle Patrick. My Uncle Dan is married to a man named Patrick. And so I just thought that was so funny. And I was getting all of my family books for Christmas, and I wasn't quite sure what their taste was. And so I got them this one just for silly. I haven't heard whether they read it or liked it, but it's sweet. It's heartwarming. But I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I think I didn't love it. I'm right. I gave it 3.5 stars. We are going to shelf or page number 10, book number 22. This is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I read this in April 2021. I remember reading this while I was living in my apartment in College Park with my friend from high school, College Park, Maryland. It's so funny, like with audiobooks especially, and a lot of the books I read in 2021 were audiobooks. I like viscerally remember where I was when I was reading them, like listening to them, because I remember walking around that neighborhood, like doing a specific errand, listening to this book. And I like, even like, I could have told you the like range of months that I read this in without looking, just because I know where I was living at that time. Anyway, this was okay. I really liked With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo, which I read right before this, according to Goodreads. And I wanted to read more Elizabeth Acevedo. Clap When You Land was pretty good. I think I read that. Yeah, I read that like 2 books after that. So I read all the Elizabeth Acevedo in a row. The Poet X was my least favorite. I thought the audiobook was well done because it's poetic. I don't remember what this one is about at all. It's like about a black girl in high school. I don't remember what like the plot is at all, but she's a poet and it's written kind of in verse, like it's written poetically, but not completely in verse. I thought it was okay. I thought the writing was good, but I think maybe the plot was weak. I don't really remember. I'm going to guess I gave this 3 stars. I gave it 4 stars. I guess I like it less in retrospect. I think compared to, With the Fire on High was 5 stars, and Clap When You Land was also 4 stars. I just remember being kind of disappointed by it after With the Fire on High because I really liked that one. I remember reading that one on the train. Oh my gosh. Okay. April, when did I read this? April 2nd? What train was I on April 2nd? Maybe it was just like the metro into DC. But I feel like I was on Amtrak, but... Oh, no, I did visit here. I was on the train home. I visited here at the end of March that year. You're getting a life story now. I'm not going to tell you my life story. I just feel like you've been getting a life story throughout this video. Basically, if you don't know, my girlfriend has lived here in this apartment since before I met her. We met online. I was living in Maryland, so I would take Amtrak up here to visit when I was living in Maryland and then when I was in college in New York. So, like, I've been here for short or long visits throughout 2021 and 2022. I didn't move here until May. No, I didn't move here until May 2022. That's why I keep being like, I was here. It's like I didn't live here. I just visited here. Anyway, we're going to do one more just for good measure. I know I said that was the last one, but I want to do another. Page 16. That's the last page. That's the oldest page. This is going to be a good one to end on. Number 3. I own this book. I'm going to get it. Paper Towns by John Green. This was, so when I first got Goodreads, I like went through and just like marked a bunch of things as read that I had read in the past. So I don't know when I actually read this. I marked it as read, like I joined booktube in 2017, in October 2017, but I read this way before that. It came out in 2008. I think I probably read it in like 2013 or 2014. This was one of my favorite John Greens. I loved John Green, and honestly, I don't think all of his books hold up, but I think he is a stellar human being. I think he's doing really good work now, and the parts of his books that don't hold up, he recognizes, and he's grown as a person. And this was one of my favorites of his. It's very Manic Pixie Dream Girl, but it's on purpose. And I think it says something, and I think people who criticize this are sometimes missing the point. This is, if you don't know, it's about a girl named Alaska. No, Alaska's the other one. I still had said author of Looking for Alaska, and so I was thinking that this one is a girl named Margot Roth Spiegelman who she's like in high school, and she's friends with this guy, Q. Q is the narrator. I started rereading this kind of recently after I read Cheryl Wheeler, and I didn't end up finishing the reread. But Margot Roth Spiegelman like runs away from home, basically. They're like seniors in high school. And Q goes looking for her with his group of friends. I also thought I haven't seen the movie since it came out, but I saw it in theaters and I thought it was really good at the time. I'm interested. I wonder if it actually holds up, if I should watch it. But I liked it at the time when I was a teenager. I think that movie came out in when did the movie come out? 2015. The movie came out in 2015. I read the book before that. But it was right when I finished my freshman year of high school, I think. Or sophomore year. I can't do math right now. I think my sophomore year of high school. No, freshman year of high school. I finished my freshman year of high school. It came out in June, so it was the very end of the year. I was in high school, as I just said, when this movie came out, so I must have read it in middle school. And I rated this on Goodreads after I read it, like years after I read it. I think I probably gave it 5 stars because I know like at that time I was like nostalgic about it and remembered loving it. And I did love it at the time. I don't think it probably holds up to being a 5-star, but I am willing to stand by this book, actually. And I stand by John Green and the work that he's doing now today. Okay, we're going to see. I think I rated it 5 stars. Oh, I didn't rate it. I just marked it as read without rating it. That's okay. Because I marked it as read after I actually read it. That's going to be the end of this video. This was so fun. I had such a good time. This was really fun. Let me know if I should do this again sometime, because like if I should do a part 2. Because there's 473 books on this list. Like I could keep doing this. And I had a great time. That's all I'm going to say. Like, comment and subscribe. Comment if I should do a part 2. Comment if I should read my Percy Jackson fanfic to you. Try to read my no promises. It was self-insert Percy Jackson fanfic. And guess what demigod I was? That's what I want you to oh, Pumpkin. I scared Pumpkin. I didn't really scare him. He's getting up now because I talked loud. I want you to guess in the comments. I think I've said it, maybe have said it before on this channel, but I want you to guess. I definitely said it in my podcast. I had a podcast for a while. Maybe I'll link it in the description. You can listen to the old episodes of my podcast. It was about movies. I have gotten off track. I want you to guess in the comments who my godly parent was in my self-insert Percy Jackson fanfic. I bet you're going to get it right. I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's abundantly clear. But just in case anyone wants to give a cute guess, I'll tell you if you're right. Actually, whatever. Okay, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm about to film another video, and I'm already drunk, and I'm going to keep drinking, so look out for that. This one's probably going up first, so enjoy whenever that goes up. I'm not going to tell you what it is, so just get excited. Okay, bye.